Real Housewives of Sydney Episode 8 Recap. Chrissy storms out in Tokyo trip. A group trip to Tokyo ends in tears for one of the Real Housewives of Sydney this week. Here's our full recap of the ep. Real Housewives of Sydney star Victoria Montano weighs on the Fergate scandal. Real Housewives of Sydney star Victoria Montano weighs on the Fergate scandal after clashing with castmate Kate Adams over her choice of outfit. This week on The Real Housewives of Sydney, the ladies, sans Victoria, still on RHOS annual leave, head to Tokyo for a girls' trip. On the flight over, we're afforded a brief glimpse of how those at the pointy end of the plane behave, and it's kinda weird. Here's Kate, stalking the aisles in a face mask like the Jason Voorhees of business class. Kate's on a plane. A soundtrack of royalty-free J-pop announces our arrival in Tokyo. First stop, a wardrobe-fitting session with a kimono icon named Jane. Don't let her kind smile fool you. She quickly reveals herself to be an agent of chaos when she explains that, in Japanese custom, the most important person in any group should be the first one to pick out which kimono they want to wear. The person deemed least important to the group must wait until everyone else has picked to make their choice, she continues. Jane's just here for the drama. And I respect that, so I'll leave that up to you, she says sweetly, leaving them to fight it out. Make her a housewife next season. After a squabble about their ordering and an elaborate dressing session, the housewives are all decked out in their beautiful traditional kimonos, all except Sally, who seems to have overshot the brief slightly and gone what can only be described as full liberous. Sally behind the candelabra meter, then it's time for a strut for the cameras, while everyone lives their best Gwen Stefani cultural appropriation fantasy. Come on, girls. Quick lap around the car park before we all get cancelled. Later that night over dinner, Kate opens up to the group, telling a story about her first failed engagement at the age of 20. She and her fans even bought a house together. But she so wanted out of the relationship that she walked away with nothing. Bizarrely, this vulnerable confession leads Chrissy to inform Kate that she thinks she has trouble opening up about herself. Terry doesn't help the situation, jumping in to give Kate a fairly patronizing pep talk about how she shouldn't feel embarrassed about being a single woman. Be who you want to be, she advises her from across the table, as Kate looks bemused, and the other women politely point out that, she already is. Terry's moments away from calling Kate brave. The next morning, they split into two groups for two different cultural activities, sushi making and steak tasting. Over at sushi tasting, Kate is handed a large knife, and honestly, it's the happiest she's looked all season. Suggestion: up the drama next season and give them all knives. Caroline, Terry, and Chrissy settle in at a bar to test 8 different steaks. Like all wine tastings, it starts out civilized and polite. Very smooth, they say, carefully sipping the first steak. Cut to a few drinks in, and it's a different story, beast mode activated. Terry says she thinks Chrissy made last night's dinner awkward, while Chrissy insists it was Terry who did so. From there, it escalates. Chrissy says she feels Terry, her longtime friend, has always backed Kate in their spats over the past few weeks. Terry is not having it. Why haven't you supported me in my quest to destroy Kate? Then we have a good old-fashioned reality TV storm-off. An emotional Chrissy declares that she's done, demanding her microphone be removed. Terry chases after her, the pair disappearing into an elevator to continue fighting. Caroline has seen an upside in this dramatic walkout. More sake for her. Honestly, same. Ooh, I like this one, she announces to the now empty room. That night, the group convenes for a night out, really an opportunity for more slow-motion strutting through the streets of Shinjuku. This is my Avengers before dinner. They pop into a bar to watch some rather PG-rated pole dancers. The other girls clap along, but for some reason Kate seems horrified. It's like she's being forced to watch a live sex show in front of her parents. If you can't have fun at a Tokyo pole dancing show, where can you have fun? Moving on to another bar, Chrissy corners Terry to continue their fight from earlier. She feels like Terry's bailed on their friendship to form a new alliance with Kate. I feel like I've only ever seen niceness and kindness from her, until now. Next week, the Tokyo trip continues, with Terry getting ambushed by the others, while Caroline storms out of dinner. Thanks for watching my video.